What's up, y'all? This is Dre with Build 206, Brothers United Leadership Development, and we're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio with another episode of the Build Black Wealth podcast. And we're joined with one of our Incubator participants and one of our great partners, Miss Sierra from Inside. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the background and the work that you do.
My name is Sierra, and I'm the owner of Inside. Let's see, the background, or a little bit about myself is I have been a life coach and Reiki Master Healer for over a decade now. And what I do at Inside, or how I've taken that work, is now try to create a space where folks can come and explore themselves and heal and just kind of have a space to connect and build community.
And when you say folks, you're talking about folks of color, right?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. POC, primarily black, let's be real. But yes, absolutely, people of color specifically.
So did you always want to be in that field of like creating healing spaces or being a healer? That's something that you always kind of wanted to do? You saw yourself doing?
I think it kind of has just come naturally to me in every profession or avenue or aspect. I've always seen suffering in a way and been like, I want to help to fix that and change that and end that. And so maybe, this or Inside had been a dream for about 3 years before it came to fruition. But I think overall and in general, I definitely have always wanted to create an impact on the community and help uplift and support the black community specifically.
That's what's up. So what is your motivation to kind of do the work and continue to do the work that you do? Like who do you do? We talked about it a little bit, it's people of color, black, specifically black folks, but just elaborate a little bit more, like what the motivation is behind that and what like pushes you to continue, like what's your why?
I think it goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier about like people and suffering. A lot of folks in the black community don't realize the tools and the choices and the things that are within their reach that can help change their life and can redefine like the path that their life is on and the choices that they make and how like someone who, for instance, has never done arts or hasn't done art since elementary school, right? And they've been having this like anger built up for a really long time, and they come and take a course or come and do a paint and sip or something, and they learn to express this. Now they become a painter and they start painting, and now they're selling this art, and now their entire life has taken a completely different path. But not having a space to be fully black and be you and have black facilitators and have like an experience and vibe where you feel good and feel comfortable being yourself in, and then having those people have those experiences and come tell me about them, and seeing like the growth of our community and seeing like people who showed up to like our open mics and came for 8 months straight and didn't say a word, and then finally gets up and shares like something remarkable and has the whole room just in awe and crying. And it's just like those kind of experiences that come and are told to me and shared with me, or folks just being like, yo, like I didn't have a voice for a really long time after this, and like you created a space where I felt comfortable having my voice back and really helped me get that power back in my life. That's what keeps me going. And I think like recognizing that I have the tools in my skill set to be able to help people is why I do it.
It's dope because, like you said, sometimes people may do the stuff like in elementary school or like as a kid, express themselves, be more kind of open of learning who they are or feeling confident enough to be vulnerable and try different things. And it's almost like you're creating a space for people to go back to their childhood and learn something that has been suppressed. Mm-hmm. So that's really, that's healing this in itself, to be able to, like you said, for somebody, especially somebody, that's 20, 30, 40, 50 years old and they haven't done artwork, from when they were in elementary school, to really create a space where, like you said, that's remarkable to me that you said like somebody came like 8 times and then all of a sudden they finally built up enough confidence, felt safe enough in the space to share, and then what they had to share was needed to be shared.
Yeah.
It was impactful.
And I feel like it's just, those experiences would keep me going for sure.
That's what's up. So everybody kind of defines success differently. So I'll let you answer this, how you want to answer it. So describe your journey towards success and what has been like your biggest lesson learned thus far.
I think my journey towards success has been one where I've needed to really remain true to what the purpose and mission is, and not allow my space and allow this space to kind of get filled with things that aren't meeting the mission and purpose of it. And I think, like, in my journey, it was a lot of really honing in on the type of impact that I want to make and the type of legacy I want to leave, and how I want to uplift and support this community, and what does that look like within my capacity and my skill set, and without, you know, looking at someone else's thing. And I think, let me back up a little bit and say, like, I think one of the biggest lessons I've had is, like, you know, I'm always the type of person that wants to share, and I've been a mentor for many years, and part of the work we do at Inside also is with entrepreneurs and helping them develop, like, their, like, branding, helping them develop their, you know, plan for what they're doing as well. And my biggest lesson was learning that some things, like, there's a secret sauce to stuff, right? And I think that Inside has a secret sauce that can't be replicated, and not comparing myself to other people who, like, see what we're doing and go, ooh, I want to, like, pivot and rebrand, and I'm going to, like, change what I'm doing, and, like, or just being like, I want to do stuff for the community now, which is dope, and I think, like, everybody should do that. But be true to your intention, and be true to your skill set, and be true to what your purpose is and what your legacy is on this earth. And for a moment, I was, like, really going, like, damn, I was kind of offended, like, seeing some of the stuff that was happening. But then also it took me a moment to being like, you know what, it doesn't matter, because, like, what Inside has, again, is it's the energy of the place, it's the vibe, it's also, like, the skill set that comes with it. And my biggest lesson was just really not letting, like, imposter syndrome come in or make me feel inadequate, or like I'm not doing enough, and just allowing myself to have the space for me to also discover what this looks like, being a business owner, and, like, having this you know, commercial space now, and being responsible for this versus just, like, you know, popping in and facilitating some stuff, and you know, doing contract stuff, but doing that and just not allowing myself to be compared to others while in that process.
Yeah, and sometimes that's difficult because we, a lot of people say we don't. Our environment, we're socialized, right? And so that's dope that you're able to step back and then, like I said, really stay true to the mission and vision of what you're trying to do. And I would encourage other folks to do that too. And there's enough work for everybody. You know, that's the other thing. There's enough space, enough need for other people to do similar or like things, and that doesn't water down what you guys are doing or water down what they're doing either. So
yeah, and I think, like, another thing, it goes back to, like, if we're all doing what we're passionate about, then everybody is doing and living in the purpose, and everything will come, and everything will be great. And so for me, that was the biggest thing too. Yeah.
That's what's up. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is another episode of the Build Black Wealth Podcast.
Support for this podcast is made possible through our community members and our volunteers. We want to give a specific thank you to our partners, Converge Media, Dancing in the Rain Media, and Acts on Stage. Visit www.build206.com for more information on our partners and how they support our efforts.
Keep your Black-led business or organization compliant by learning about our labor ordinance and laws in the city of Seattle. Learn more at www.build206.com/labor standards.
Welcome back. This is Dre with Build 206, and this is another episode of Build Black Wealth Podcast, and we're in the studio once again with Sierra from Inside. So let's jump back in. What resources do you think are needed for others in our community to see success, to be successful in starting a business or organization or being an entrepreneur? Like, there's a lot of things that are needed, but what do you think, like, is most needed? Speaking about the Black community, like, what do you feel like is needed?
Just from my experience in healing, my experience in just in the community, I think a lot of it is mindset and receiving mindset work. Because if folks are out here like moving in a way where their energy isn't right, or if their intention isn't correct, or let's say you're starting a business for the wrong reasons, like the universe is gonna it's gonna follow what it is, like, and so you're not gonna be as successful than if you were to be true to your values and beliefs, understand that, and have the self-reflection to go like, okay, you know, I truly in my heart don't value X, Y, and Z. So why am I working or moving or accepting that in my organization or business? But I think like having mindset work to also believe in yourself, to like know that it's possible for you to chase your dreams and not allow like the outside what do you call it, not allow like imposter syndrome to come in, but having the mindset of like, you know, I can do this and I can achieve it. And as long as you are like setting goals and you are like aligning like, okay, this is what my purpose is and everything I'm doing is on this path, you're going to get there. As long as you are keeping your mindset focused and you're like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm not over here like, oh, this seems like like it, just stay focused and get your mind in the right place. Stop telling yourself you can't do it. Stop telling yourself this is too much. Stop telling yourself it's too hard. It's just what you have to do. And you have the tools to do it.
So it sounds like vision, values, and really knowing who you are, but also like in your mind, like really making sure that you're confident in what you're doing. What I'm hearing you saying is like, don't do something just because you can do it. Do it because it's what you want to do. Feed your passion, and then you're going to love what you do. And if you can make money doing that, then that's great.
That part. And I think a lot of people don't take the steps forward to follow their passion or purpose because they don't know where the money's going to come from. And I think Inside is a perfect example of just following your passion and following your purpose, and the money will follow. Like, I got completely funded by the city of Seattle to open Inside, and that was a dream I had for a long time. And had I just let it go and go, oh, this isn't going to happen, or I don't, whatever, it could have just gone. So
Your hard work pays off, and like you said, what do you guys say, manifestation?
yeah, manifestation.
Yeah, you got to keep it. You got to keep putting it in the universe. It's going to come back. So, what's one tip as an entrepreneur? Like, what's one tip that you would share with folks that you think will help them the most? Like, I know you shared a tip earlier about to success, but just overall in general, as an entrepreneur, as an artist, as a business owner, like, what's one tip that you would give folks? If you had
I think. Sorry to cut you off. I think one tip would be figure out what your mission statement is, your personal mission statement, and the mission statement for the organization that you want to start or your business or whatever. Become really clear and hone in on that mission statement, because when you know what your purpose is and you know what your business purpose is, it makes it very clear when something doesn't align with that. And so you're not out here going like, should I accept this or should I do this? It's like, well, does it help support and uplift the Black community? Does it, you know, X, Y, and Z? And if it doesn't, don't do it.
So that's if it doesn't tie into your mission. So yeah, being very clear on what your mission. I agree with that. Like, and with capitalism, it's easy to get mission creep, right? Because we got bills to pay and got lights to keep on and all that stuff. So sometimes it's hard to be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I think I think that's where you're talking about that mindset and really working on figuring out who you are as a person and letting that drive into everything that you do, including your business or organization, is really makes a difference. So that's deep. I like the way everything is kind of connecting. What advice would you give somebody who's just kind of struggling to get started, or like you said, it sounds like you said you thought about this like 3 years ago. You were thinking about it, and it finally came to fruition. And some people may get discouraged, that it's not happening like right now. Like, what advice would you give somebody who's kind of just like, how do I get started? How do I make things happen?
I would say figure out everything you don't know. Figure out everything you don't know. And a lot of people don't know what they don't know, right? And so when I say by figure out everything you don't know is if you're like, man, I want to start a media company in Washington, right? Google starting a media company in Washington. It's like, oh, we recommend getting an LLC. And you're like, I don't know what an LLC is. Well, that's something you also don't know. Google, what is an LLC in Washington? And then it says, oh, in order to get an LLC, you need articles of incorporation, you need blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now you're starting to make a list of all the things you don't know. And so all the things you don't know become an outline for all the things that you need to do and all the knowledge gaps that you need to fill in order for you to start achieving what you need to do. So once your mindset goes, yes, this is for me, this is my passion, this is my purpose, it fits my mission. Now, like, write out what you want. Say, pick a date by when you want it by that's realistic. And then start figuring out, backwards engineer it, how you can get everything done with that list. And that list starts with everything you don't know.
Right. And I also hear you talk about you being a mentor, because we know people take in information differently. So some people may be able to navigate online. That may be a struggle for other people. But what's a theme that's come up a lot is finding the other people that are already doing it, have them mentor you, help you, get the advice. There's a lot of people who are happy to help.
That part.
Younger folks or even peers or, intergenerational, like just sharing information.
And I think when I say like Google it, I don't necessarily mean like just Google it and get a knowledge understanding, but like Google it and figure out what resources are out there also to help you. Because here in Washington, it's the 211. Like, they have resources for businesses, they have resources for individuals, they have everything. And so it's really easy to be like, okay, I need assistance with opening my business because I don't know what an LLC is and I don't know what none of this paperwork is. Cool. So you call 211 and go, I'm trying to start a business and I need some help, like, getting that started. They're going to connect you with the free legal help in the city to help you get started. So I'm not necessarily saying like you got to Google it and figure out the answer, but I want you to Google it and figure out your next step.
That's solid advice. Like, to know what you got to have, the checklist that you got to have, and then if there's barriers, you can figure out other ways to achieve that. So how do folks get in? I don't know if you look right in the camera. How do folks get in contact with y'all at Inside?
So you can get in contact with me at on Instagram at @ASpaceInside, and that's all spelled out. So it's ASPACE Inside, INSIDE.
Okay, well, I've been doing this lately in my interviews since I'm kind of controlling the narrative, and so I give people an opportunity. If you have any questions for me, you can ask me a question or two.
Or two.
Or whatever.
Well, why do you do the work that you do?
I do the work that I do. One of my mentors says the action can be distraction. So really the real work that I do is building the relationships with the Brothers of Build, and then they look out for my son and things like that. So that's the work that's behind. A lot of people see the events or the activities or the workshops that we do, but really we call and check on each other. We pop up at each other's house. We help each other out with projects and different things. And then sometimes we just, chop it up. So that's really why I do the work that I do, because of the brotherhood. It's needed. I grew up without a dad. I grew up without uncles. I grew up ripping and running in the streets. So some of the older brothers that were around me they didn't know what they were on, but it really was on some predatory behavior, suicidal behavior type things. So being able to be around strong black men that are doing amazing things and us working together, that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so once again, this is Dre with Build 206, Brothers United Leadership Development. We're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio with Sierra from A Space Inside. Appreciate you coming and joining us.
Of course, of course.
Until next time, all right, peace.
Build is back with another year of our Build Labor Standards Initiative. Join us this year as we focus on the Black community members who are in the arts and entertainment category as we dive into the major ordinances within the city of Seattle. Join us at upcoming events and visit our website to learn more. Visit www.build206.com/labor standards to learn more today.